Thank you. My name is Stephen Ucci, UCCI. I'm control East St. Drive in Johnston. I too, like many of you, only read about this in the paper the other day that this was coming up to public hearing. However, I'll understand the format of this, and I'll go through my issues that I'd like for the record. I'll also be submitting comments in writing. Regarding the air permit, the first thing I would like to see is that whatever stipulations are put on there, if it were to be passed, that there would be odor control put on there that is more substantive than what's there now. In the town, we have this hall that is cast over the town on certain days, in certain climates, that is almost unbearable in certain neighborhoods. As far away as 2 miles from the site now, when either the flares go down, or when we've had times where the erosion of the color, or the issues with the rear of the landfill where the compost is, where the odors become horrific and it affects the quality, where people have to keep their windows closed. And right now, the current process is, and I use it often, is called the DEM hotline. It's registered. I've never gotten a phone call back to say, well, Mr. O'Connell's called me back himself when he's found out I've called. Sometimes I've called him at home. But I've yet to see any type of real attempt to understand where the odor problems are from, or any type of DM reaction to the air quality problems that have been part of this. Now, this is a new methane recovery system, supposed to make it better. However, that's what we're always promised. So I would assume that whatever is there, that a plan is put into place to receive complaints from residents and adjudicate them. Secondly, regarding any odor control, as I look on the map of where the facility is being located, the intake of trash is now being moved around to that northeast side, into the area of north of Old Situate Avenue, where right now the use of that has been contained to the south side of the landfill. So if you come in here and you dump, if you notice that there aren't many houses on this side, and it has the buffer of the reservoir across the industrial area in 295, they're moving it much closer. So from just an air quality issue of the odors and the recurring or odors that will occur as garbage is dumped out and then moved around the landfill, you're moving it closer to an area that's more populated under this plan, from what I can see. So I would like to see that is addressed in whatever findings or further inquiries you have regarding this. The other thing is, again, from an air quality, where's phase 7? That's phase 6. How would that, does it cap here? Is it part of it that it can handle? Is it being overbuilt, the system, to control the air quality issues? Or is this being viewed on as something in the future that's being invested in now to understand the future needs of whatever becomes of this area after when we're here 15 years from now, because we're saying that this piece is filled in? And again, I have some issues regarding the overall plan, which I wouldn't be necessarily pertinent tonight. But again, what I would like to do is, and I'll call upon perhaps Mr. O'Connell, and I'll formally request it of the new board, is that we have a public hearing, a direct with the neighbors here, to understand exactly what's going on with the landfill, where it's expanding to, what the plans are, how it's going to look, and then take comment from people who are impacted all day long by this. And some of it can be, most of the people I've spoken to understand that, we have a certain number of my constituents who want to see landfill close. That's not going to happen. Rhode Island needs to put its garbage somewhere. Hard for me as one of the 75 reps to convince the other one of the 74 to put it in their district. So I'm stuck with it. I've learned to live with it, but it doesn't mean we can't, and we appreciate the efforts to become a better neighbor. But I think if we really opened it up to comment about, when I see we're going to have the local pickup you know, the drop-off point right behind Central Avenue, closer to people on Apple Tree and closer to people that live off of Old Cassett, that really concerns me. That area should be preserved. That north of Situate Avenue should be preserved as a natural buffer. The original intent was to create that buffer zone, as Mr. DeSanto alluded to, and any encroachment on there is going to have a devastating impact on the environment and the health of the neighbors there. That becomes very close as you start to clear all that away. Vegetation creates a buffer. I'm no biologist, but I'm just seeing trees and shrubs and overgrowth protect me from dust and smell and just the sight and the sound. Encroachment north of Situate Avenue with any type of facility has a detrimental impact on residents. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to be heard here. I will pass around a pad for anyone who wants to. I apologize for my voice tonight. You know me, don't this is the way I talk when I'm not feeling well. That you can put your email address down. I'll get a copy of the permits that have been put in. I'll scan them in and I'll email them to whoever wants them in a PDF form so that you have them to make it a lot easier for people. So, thank you.
T-R-A-N-G. I'm a resident of Johnston. I live at 6 Albert Drive. After the previous speaker, I'm sure that my comments aren't going to be read very well. I think landfills are antiquated. You know, there used to be a time when Jerry Moore Hill was the highest point in the state of Rhode Island. Now we got the Trash Mountain, the highest point in the state of Rhode Island. And to use up another 106 acres, to waste another 106 acres to bury trash, with the possible leaching into the groundwater, which goes into the Situate Reservoir, which supplies 65% of the people in this state with water, is very frightening and ridiculous. With the technology that we currently have increasing, technology increasing and becoming more modern all the time, there's no reason why we shouldn't have a trash-to-energy facility here. They're efficient, they're clean, they can be better monitored as far as air quality goes, as opposed to groundwater leaching into the groundwater. You know, you can know right away if the air is being polluted by a trash-to-energy situation, as opposed to possibly once or even years when toxins are leaching into the drinking water. It generates considerably more energy than what you're generating now or will in the future with methane recovery. And it'll be there for more than 17 years. And it won't take up 106 acres, waste 106 acres, devastate 106 acres. You know, this is Johnson, like somebody said, you know, okay, the entire state dumps on Johnson. Well, certain people don't like it or whatever. We can always move the landfill to the median that runs down the middle of Blackstone Boulevard. I mean, we have options. But being as it's here, we have an obligation, all of us, as citizens, to do the responsible thing, to make sure that it's disposed of properly, we get maximum energy out of it, and we protect all the citizens of the state. Thank you.